Hello everyone, welcome to another session of class 9 mathematics, and I am your Anu for mathschool.1. Today's class is a continuation of factorization problems. We have seen three types of factorization techniques in the last class, that is factorization by picking out the common factors, and factorization by grouping the terms, and factorization by making perfect squares. We had used the knowledge of identities in all the cases, isn't it? So we'll continue with the factorization techniques, and today it will be factorization by the difference of two squares. So what do we mean by difference of two squares? So this is also another type of identity, which is a square minus b square. You know, difference of two squares are a squared minus b squared, and that is also an identity which gives you the value a plus b into a minus b. So product of two terms, hence the factorization of a squared minus b squared is a plus b into a minus b. We have the factors, isn't it? So whenever we have terms in product, we say they are the factors of the given expression, isn't it? So we'll see one example of it. X power 8 minus y power 8. Okay, our aim is to change the given expression to difference of two squares so that we'll be able to write it in terms of product of two terms, isn't it? So we have to bring the terms to squares. So how do we do that? X power 8 can be written as x power 4 plus y power 4 into x power 4 minus y power 4, isn't it? So x plus, see, this is a plus b into a minus b, which gives you a square minus b square. That is, a squared is x power 4 the whole square and minus y power 4 the whole square. So power of power will be multiplied, the powers will be multiplied, so we will be getting x power 8 minus y power 8, isn't it? So here you have x power 4 plus y power 4, x power 4 minus y power 4. Actually, if you don't get this step, you can write this x power 8 minus y power 8 as x power 4 the whole square minus y power 4 the whole square. You can write it like this, and then you can bring it to this step. See, a squared minus b squared is a plus b into a minus b, isn't it? So now we have x power 4 plus y power 4, keep it as it is. And now this is like a squared minus b squared, that is x squared the whole square minus y squared the whole square, isn't it? Now we'll split that. What is it? X squared plus y squared into x squared minus y squared. A squared minus b squared is a plus b into a minus b, isn't it? So now you keep these two as it is, and you split the term x plus y, x minus y. See, x squared minus y squared is x plus y into x minus y, and you keep this as it is, and we can write this x squared plus y squared as plus 2x squared, plus 2xy minus 2xy into x plus y, x minus y. See, x squared plus y squared plus I am adding and subtracting 2xy, why? Because here you have x squared plus y squared, and this 2xy I can take with this, so this becomes a plus b the whole squared. Okay, so let us continue it here. X power 4 plus y power 4 into, see, this term I take it as x plus y the whole square. Now minus 2, this can also be written in square terms. How? You take root 2xy the whole square. If I take root 2xy the whole square, it becomes 2xy, isn't it? So the value doesn't change, but I am rewriting it in that way. Actually, if you need, you can stop with this step, okay? Because all are in products, so these are factors, but we are making it, we are factorizing it in still further. See, this is a squared minus b squared again. So I write a plus b into a minus b. Do you understand this step? Into what is your x plus y into x minus y. So this is how, see, we have factorized it still further. So x power 4 plus y power 4, x plus y plus root 2xy into x plus y minus root 2xy. Because this is a squared minus b squared format, I separate it into a plus b and a minus b. So this is a and this is b. So a plus b, a minus b, then x plus y into x minus y. So these are the terms, or these are the factors of the given expression, x power 8 minus y power 8. Okay. So we can simplify or we can factorize terms as much as possible. Okay, by having a knowledge of algebraic identities, we'll be able to simplify it further. So the next one is in the same type, that is difference of squares. We have 25x squared minus 10x plus 1 minus 36 y squared. See, this is, see, when I observe this, I just take the x terms together, okay, leave the y term separately, and I take x term here. So if I need to take the y squared also, then there has to be some term here involving x and y, but there is no term involving x and y, there is just only x term. We group these three terms together and see if we get square term out of this. That is 25x squared minus 10x plus 1, I take it separately, minus 36 y squared can be written as 6y squared. Now I have got one square, okay. So this has to be written in square terms. So that is how we get a squared minus b squared term. Then we will be able to write it as a plus b and a minus b. So this is 25 into 1, the coefficient of x squared and the constant term gives you 25, and the middle term is minus 10 for me here now. So I need to choose two numbers so that their product is plus 25 and their sum is minus 10. So obviously minus 5 into minus 5 will give you 25, minus into minus plus, and minus 5 plus minus 5 will give you minus 10, because both are of same sign, so we add, so we get minus 10, isn't it? So let me write this 25x squared minus 5x plus 1. So out of this I take 5x out. What I get here? 5x minus 1, isn't it? So write the same 5x minus 1 here. So what is left out? Minus 1 is left out. Isn't it? Minus 1 into 5x is minus 5x. Minus 1 into minus 1 is plus 1. So that becomes 5x minus 1 common term, and the left out is 5x minus 1. So this becomes, I write this term as 5x minus 1 the whole square minus 6y the whole square. See, I brought that 6y there. Now you have this as a squared minus b squared format. Now write a plus b into a minus b. That's it. See, you have got two terms in product, isn't it? Two terms in product, difference, and I have made it into, see, difference of two squares. I have brought this term to difference of two squares, and I have obtained the factors which are in product. So these two are factors of the given expression, that is 5x minus 1 plus 6y, 5x minus 1 minus 6y, according to a squared minus b squared, a plus b and a minus b. You understand? So that is how we proceed. And the next example in the same type is x power 4 plus 4x squared plus 3. Now when you observe this, see x power 4 plus 4x squared plus 3, isn't it? Now if 3 is given here, you can do it like 3. When two numbers are multiplied, you need to get 3, and if you add, you will get 4. Okay, that is okay, but we don't get the difference in squares. We get x plus 1 into x plus 3, so that can be the those can be the factors too, but we are concerned with the difference in squares here. Okay, so by that method, if I rewrite this, see x squared the whole square plus 4 into x squared, that is, this 4 can be written as 2 into 2x squared. So what is 2 into 2x squared? 2ab. See, this is a, and if I write it like this, 2 as this 4x squared as 2, this one will be b because a is x squared. Do you understand what I am saying? So if I write this as a squared and 4x squared in terms of 2ab, 2 into 2 into x squared I separate, then what is b here? It is 2. So I write that 2 squared here, because this is b, there should be b squared here, isn't it? If it is b squared, then I'll be able to get a plus b the whole squared format, isn't it? This will become a plus b the whole square. Okay, if I write 2 squared here, it will become 4 and not 3. But 4 is not our problem, only 3 is our problem, isn't it? So since we have 4 here, I need to subtract 1 to get 3. Do you understand? So since 3 is here, I've written 4 here to get b squared, because this is a squared and 4x squared has been expanded as 2 into a into b. I have to have one b squared to get the form of a plus b the whole square. So I've written 4 here, but to get 3, I subtract 1 from 4. Do you understand? So this is how we rewrite x squared the whole square, 4x squared plus 4, and here you have minus 1. Do you understand? So the problem hasn't changed. So 3 is here intact. Okay, what I did is I added plus 1 and I subtracted 1. Add and subtract 1. When you add and subtract 1, you add 1 with 3 becomes 4 and you subtract that 1. Okay, so now this becomes, what is this? X squared plus 2 the whole square, because this is 2 squared, isn't it? A squared, a plus b the whole square. See, this is a and this is b. A plus b the whole square minus 1 squared. I write 1 as 1 squared. Now I have got the term difference of, see, difference of two terms. I have reduced, I have simplified this as difference in two terms. This is difference of two squares. So now this can be written as x squared plus 2 the whole squared minus 1 squared can be written as a squared minus b squared can be written as a plus b into a minus b. That's, isn't it? So that can be reduced to x squared plus 3 into x squared plus 1. So that is your, isn't it? I told you, if we do this by splitting the terms, splitting the middle term method, I have to have 3 here. When this 1 and 3 are multiplied, I get 3. So I need to find two numbers whose product is 3 and whose sum is 4. So 1 and 3 are the numbers, isn't it? 1 into 3 will give you 3. 1 plus 3 will give you 4. So 1 and 3 will be the numbers, and the product will be, and the terms will be x squared plus 3 and x squared plus 1. So the same we get by doing it the method of difference in squares. Do you understand how we have got the factors, and the factors are same? So whatever method we follow, we get the same factors, and we need to apply the identity appropriately to get the factors. You understand? So these are some types we have seen about making the difference, making the given algebraic expression into difference of squares. Now the next type is factorizing quadratic polynomials by splitting the middle terms. I told you splitting the middle terms we'll be seeing. So the next one is by splitting the middle terms. This we have done it before, but anyway we'll do sums in this too. See, x square plus 3 root 3x minus 30. Okay, since whenever you see roots here, maximum try to get factors, try to find numbers to split the middle term in terms of roots. Okay, so you will get the right answer. So x square plus 3 root 3x minus 30. So now the leading coefficient is 1 here. So 1 into minus 30, you need to get minus 30. When you multiply two numbers, you should get minus 30. And when you add the same numbers, you need to get 3 root 3. Okay. So 3 root 3, how do we get 3 root 3? When we multiply root 3, it becomes 3, and 3 into 10 will be minus 30, isn't it? So for that I need to see if this is minus and this is plus. The sum is plus and the product is minus. So when the sum is positive, you need to have the bigger number to be positive and the smaller number to be negative, isn't it? So I take 5 into 2. Okay, minus 2 I take. So 5 2s are 10. Minus 10 I got. So for 3, I need to multiply root 3 into root 3. Root 3 into root 3 is 3. 5 into minus 2 is minus 10. So 10 into 3 is 30 minus 30. Now again 5 root 3 minus 2 root 3 will give you 3 root 3. That's it. We have got the two numbers. Now split the middle term as 5 root 3x minus 2 root 3x minus 30. Here I get x common, x plus 5 root 3. Take the same x plus 5 root 3 and whatever the balance here, see minus you have, so put minus 2 root 3. So minus 2 root 3 into x is minus 2 root 3x. Minus 2 into minus 5 minus 10 root 3 into root 3, 3. So minus 10 into 3 is minus 30. We have got it exactly. So x minus 2 root 3 x plus 5 root 3. So this will be your answer. So as and when you get the numbers to split the middle terms, you see, and you have the leading coefficient 1, then these two will be your factors with the respective signs. See, x minus 2 root 3 and x plus 2 root 3. So that will be your answer. You understand? So this is how we split the middle term to find the factor. So x plus 5 root 3 and x minus 2 root 3 are factors of the given expression. Okay. Now the second one is, in the same time, the second sum is 8 into a plus 1 the whole square plus 2 into a plus 1 into b plus 2 minus 15 into b plus 2 the whole square. See, clearly this is a term for me, this is b term for me, and you have 2 into ab, isn't it? But I need to rewrite this. See, a into 8 into a plus 1 the whole square plus 2 into a plus 1 b plus 2, 15 into b plus 2 the whole square. Now you take 8 and 15. Okay, 15 into 8, 40, you have 120, isn't it? 120, you have 120. Now what you need to do is, there minus 50, so you have minus 120 here. So now what you need to do is, you have to find two numbers so that their product is minus 120 and the difference should be 2 here, isn't it? So it is obviously, so plus, since it is plus 2, I need to have 12 and minus 10. So 12 into minus 10 will give you minus 120 and 12 plus minus 10 will give you 2. That's it. So 12 and minus 10 are the two numbers. So I split the middle term accordingly. 8 into a plus 1 the whole square plus 12 into a plus 1 into b plus 2 minus 10 into a plus 1 into b plus 2, because I make this a plus 2 into a plus 1 b plus 2 as 12 and 10, isn't it? Minus 15 into b plus 2 the whole square. You can also take a plus 1 as x and b plus 2 as y. So it will be more simpler for you than writing a plus 1 and b plus 2, and in the last step you can substitute a plus 1 for x and b plus 2 for y. I am doing directly. So now you have 8 here and you have 12 here. So the common factor HCF for 8 and 12 is 4. So I take 4a plus 1 out. Okay, so inside you have 2a plus 1 plus 3. 3b into, 3 into b plus 2. Isn't it? See, 4 into 2 is 8. A plus 1, a square, a plus 1 the whole square. 4 into 3, 12. A plus 1 into b plus 2. Now write this 2a plus 1 plus 3b plus 2 as it is. Take it as it is. Now what is the left out term here? Minus 10 into b plus 2, isn't it? So you have 5 here. So I take minus 5 into b plus 2. See, minus 5 into b plus 2 into 2a plus 1 is minus 5 into 2 is minus 10. A plus 1 into b plus 2, minus 5 into plus 3 is minus 15. B plus 2 into b plus 2 is b plus 2 the whole square. So I've got it. And I write the answer here. So what is the term here? 2, I split the term. 2a plus 2 plus 3b plus 6. See, I expand the brackets here. This is taken as common, isn't it? So I write it here, into 4a plus 4. See, 4a plus 1 is 4a plus 4 minus 5b minus 10. I am expanding, doing nothing but expanding all within the brackets. So I have 2a plus 3b plus 8 into 4a minus 5b. 4 minus 10 is minus 6. So this is my answer. So the product of two terms, that is 2a plus 3b plus 8, 4a minus 5b minus 6. So these are the two factors for the given expression. Do you understand? How do we reduce them to their factors? Okay, so be very careful while simplifying, because even if you make a mistake in putting the signs instead of plus minus, you get the whole problem wrong. So please be very careful while doing simplifications. And the next problem we have is, I have a term, see, 35y squared plus 13y minus 12. So this is my expression. Okay. The question is, give possible expressions for length and breadth of the rectangle. So for length and breadth of the rectangle, you need to give some expressions having this term 35y squared plus 13y minus 12 as its area. See, a rectangle, it has an area of given expression. This is area. But what is area? Area is equal to length into breadth of a rectangle, isn't it? So what is L into B? L into B are length and breadth in product. So that is what we need to find for length and breadth possible expressions. So when do we get some two terms in product? When we factorize, isn't it? So we need to factorize the given expression. We'll get two factors in product. So one will be length and the other will be breadth once. So first we take one expression as length and the other expression as breadth, and the next time we reverse the terms. I mean, we change the order of the terms and we take the other one as length and the other one breadth. Now we'll do the factorization first. 35 into 12. 12 5s are 60. 12 3s are 36. So you have 420 here. So 420, you need to get the term 13 here, isn't it? So for getting 30, you need to do, see, 35 and 12 you have, isn't it? So this is minus 420. 35 into minus 12 is minus 420. And if I see 35 minus 12, if I add these two, I get 23 here. It doesn't come 13. So I need to find some other term. So for that, what do I do is, see, I find the factors of 420. 2, 1, 0, 5 and 5, that is 21, 3, 7. See, I have the maximum possible factors I have here. So from here I can find out which will give me a sum of 13. See, 5 3s are 15 here, 15 and what is this, 7 4s are 28. 28 and 15, if I subtract, see, I get 30, isn't it? So this way it will be easy for you to find the terms whose sum is 13. So 28 and 15, 28 into 15 is 420 anyway, and their sum is 13. If I have minus 15, so 35y square plus 28y minus 15y minus 12. So that is how I factorize. Use the division method as we do for HCF and LCM, isn't it? You use that division method to find numbers like this to get the term. That is the terms we need to, for splitting the middle terms, we need some numbers, isn't it? So I can do it by that way. Now from these two terms, I take 7y as common. I have 5y plus 4. Take the 5y plus 4 as it is here. So what is the balance here left out? Minus 3. Minus 3 into 5y is minus 15y. Minus 3 into 4 is minus 12 exactly. So you have 5y plus 4 into 7y minus 3. See, we have got the product of two terms, isn't it? So it will be just like length and breadth for you to get the area, that is the given term. So length into breadth. First I have 5y plus 4 as length and 7y minus 3. And the next possible expression for length and breadth is this. Next, 7y minus 3 will be the length and 5y plus 4 will be the breadth. Okay. So I can substitute any value for y to get the length and breadth of the rectangle to have this expression as its area. Now do you understand? So these today I think we'll stop with this. We have seen two types of factorization, that is factorization by difference in squares and factorizing a quadratic polynomial. This is quadratic polynomial with degree 2, factorization of quadratic polynomial by splitting the middle terms. Okay, so in the next class we will be seeing still some other types of factorization. So until then, keep practicing all the types we have learnt, and we'll meet you, I'll meet you in the next class for still more factorization techniques. Until then, it's bye from Anu for MathSchool.1. Thank you.